Yeah. So, which video do we want to talk about first?
Let's do how to make filthy water drinkable.
I like that one.
That was one of my favorites that we watched, I think. It was a complex problem and you made it simple to solve.
It seemed as if he really wanted to make it simple, and he is. What was his name again? Did you guys catch it?
It's Michael
Richard. Or something like that, yeah. Well, I think it's brilliant, honestly. It's like super simple. Because it is true that places, for example, like when Hurricane Katrina happened in New Orleans, or in, was it Japan or was it Asia? Because there was a Japanese one. Oh, that was more recent.
You were talking about Asian one.
Asian one. But like how long it takes to get water there and how expensive it is to buy all the water. Why not just have everybody with a bottle? And we kind of have experience with that because when we went on a mission, they gave us these little bottles because we went to a place where water was not safe.
Really?
Yeah.
So get sick if you drink the water straight from any natural source. So they give you a lot of water bottles. But he developed a water bottle that gets rid of everything bad in it. Like,
Down to the polio virus.
Yeah, small
It's
fires.
tiny.
And I thought it was great because when you first, brought it out, I was like, oh, this will be great, but you're going to need to replace the filter. You're going to need all these things. And he said, for one bottle, it'll go 6,000 liters, which is, that is so much. And then when he was talking about the bigger one, he said that one can filter 25,000 liters. And so for a family of 4, that can give a, filtered water for 3 whole years.
Yeah.
And that's just
Yeah,
amazing.
that's awesome.
Definitely worth having sterile water.
He said that the water bottles cost like 1 cent a day.
Like
Half a cent a day.
Yeah,
Hey,
totally.
that's like nothing. Like we could totally help out millions of people.
And even getting it to the country. It's small. You won't need as many. When you're shipping out, millions of bottles of water when natural disasters hit, you're only going to be half as much. And it'll go a lot further.
Yeah. And imagine that those little bottles of water, they run out pretty easily. But if someone can just go and take water out of a pond or a swamp where they're by, or just like a picture of the little African kid taking out the water from there, it looked really gross. It'd just be super simple. You just take it and you just pump it, and you just have the water. And so it'd be a lot more. What's the word I'm looking for? Convenient as well.
Yeah.
I liked how they talked about like the convenience of them not having to move. Like in times of trouble, like they make those camps, and it's so true. You put a whole bunch of people in tents, in camps, in the middle of a field somewhere. There's going to be disease. People are going to start getting sick, and you're around a whole bunch of people, and this disease is just going to keep spreading, and nobody's going to get better. They're all going to be sick, and they're trying to get drinkable water, so they all congregate and get closer, and get more sick, and the problems just keep multiplying. So what they needed to do was find a way that they could all just stay in their separate little villages, wherever they're living, near their source of water, whether it be pure or not. Doesn't matter. You have this little water bottle for every family, for every person, whatever, and they can just drink. And that reduces, problems that they're having. So,
Exactly. And then so they're not multiplying their problems, but then they're also fixing them. We talked about, instead of only worrying on surviving, we now can worry about rebuilding and, growing natural disaster.
One more thing that I thought was really cool. They say it would only cost £8 billion to complete the whole millennium goal of making sure that the environment is sustainable. $8 billion, excuse me, instead of spending it over and over and over again in tons more.
how much did they say for
$20 billion.
$20 billion for everyone in the world to have water? That's totally worth it.
Yeah.
Especially when you said there's 2 million children that die every year because they don't have that water. So that's 1 year. 5 years goes by, 10 million children are dying. So super simple fix. It just needs to be implemented.
I want one of those water bottles.
All right, and then Hans Rosling, his HIV video.
He talks about how AIDS was, I think he said started, or they found what it was in 1981, right? Then he showed like this diagram of how in 25 years it was like this steady state, and I thought that was really cool. And he kept saying bubble really, really funny.
And it's amazing on top of that there's 30 to 40 million people infected with HIV in the whole entire world, which is,
Yeah.
he said all of California basically.
Every single person in California would be there.
Yeah. It's like, that's a lot.
Yeah, and then he went on to say 4% of the world, so in the bottom part, the south part of Africa, has 50% of the world's HIV. That's where 50% of the people are. So I thought that was amazing, that 4% of the world has it all.
I thought something what was interesting was how, well, not really interesting, but important to note was how he said we categorize Africa as like an entire nation altogether. And we say Africa has a problem with HIV and AIDS. When it's not true, like, most of those places were at 1% HIV rating, which is the same as the United States. The only places that, some of them had higher rates, yeah, but like you said, just a portion of Africa. And so you can't like be judging them and just say it's all Africa's fault, because it's not all of Africa's fault. Even like within some of those places, like Zimbabwe, right? That was one of them. They divide that up and they look at like how much income those places are making, and the differences within just that one little nation, and it's different. Everything's different. High income may have higher HIV ratings, and low income may have lower. You just need to stop looking at the problem like it's something so general to Africa.
Just pointing fingers. Like
Yeah.
Africa, and then here's America, some places are equal.
Yeah, and it was really interesting what you said about the HIV. Like, for Zimbabwe, they clicked it in, and the richer was had higher HIV.
That surprised me.
That was really weird.
That surprised me.
I thought that was really weird because you always think when you think of some places in Africa having problems, you think of poor people because they can't protect themselves and they have all that stuff going on. But really, in the end, it's great.
And then I liked how he was saying we need to stop it from happening. Like that's where our focus mainly needs to be rather than curing it right now. He was saying we need to stop the problem before the developing gets up here, and then we have to do double. So he's like we need to use our focus, our heart, money, and then our brain. We need to be targeting the right issue, not just everything collectively.
It can be fixed. Both of these problems can be fixed. Both water and HIV. I think both of them can tie into that. Your heart, your mind, and your money. Just focusing. Anything else?
Okay.
Awesome. Okay.
Signing off.
Last video.
See you later.
Yeah, last video.